what could be some of the potential benefits and some of the potential pitfalls for peer learning? So where could we, for building community, absolutely. There's definite specific benefits there. But what do we think? What would be some of we can talk about benefits first. What are the benefits of peer learning? What do you think peer learning does for us? Yeah. So they're truly your peers, then you're emotionally invested and more likely to really learn it. Removes the hierarchy. Yeah. Building community, can rapidly find applications or nuance with the skills. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. You get different insights because people are different. That's one of the reasons that I actually love using peer learning, is because so many of us that are learning professionals, we get in our box because we've been told this is the way. Yet more salient relating learning is broader. Love this. Love this. The instructor was awful. Learn from each other. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now let's pivot to the other side of the coin. So what could be some of the pitfalls of peer learning? Where might we run awry? Yep. Some people might not participate. Yeah. Neurodivergent folks, the lack of structure. Yeah. The people who are already experts, overtalk, overtake, potential quality control. Yep. Possibly sharing. So good. And possibly difficult for introverts. Depends on how you set it up, right? So time constraints. Good. Excellent. I'll share with you some of my thoughts on this. So here are some of the things that I was thinking. So I obviously am a fan. I think quite highly of it. One of the things that it does really have the added benefit of, if you're working with an established team, helps to strengthen the team dynamic. It does improve knowledge sharing. It encourages people to take ownership of their own learning. It helps people understand how their work connects to another person's work, the bigger picture, if you will. And it does help build their communication skills, collaboration, and confidence and comfort working with each other. So these are some things that are specific to peer learning that I think are super, super important. But there are some challenges, and I do want to touch on these. So there are some barriers to entry, right? This was something we found at Google, right? At first, Google was very regimented about how they wanted to, we got to interview everybody, we got to test them, we got to, so they made it difficult. But then the other things that are barriers to entry as well is these ideas of, if you're working with your peers as your learning professionals, that takes them away from their other tasks that they do in their everyday job as well. So there can be conflicts around that. So leadership buy-in, leadership support is absolutely fundamentally important if you're establishing this, especially in a larger corporation, because if you don't have that support, people are not going to engage. You won't necessarily get what you need. In some cases, people want to do well, they just don't know how. So they might need some help with their facilitation or instructional design skills. So you want to make sure that you have those resources ready. Google does a boot camp, basically a 2-hour boot camp that helps people understand adult learning theory, a few things about how to facilitate, how to break down topics and so forth, how to keep things clear, but then also has sort of this ongoing monitoring approach that they utilize as well. For some folks, that some of you have mentioned this as well, you might be presenting inaccurate or biased information or approach. So those are all things to sort of keep in mind and to keep in check as you're developing your programs.